wanted to discuss two cases that I saw this morning on X that, although they are unrelated to each other, seem extremely politically coordinated. The first case coming from the United Kingdom about a man, an army veteran, Adam Connor Smith, who is condemned for silently praying outside of an abortion clinic. We're talking silent prayer. The man wasn't doing anything. He wasn't talking to any of the women or any of the staff going into the facility. No, he was just standing there with his hands folded, praying to God. And this man has not just been arrested for that, he has now been convicted and is supposed to pay a fine of £9,000 to the UK's prosecutor. So that means that thought crime is now a very real concept in the UK. Because the state is now able to say, we can read what you are thinking, you are disagreeing with something that you are not allowed to disagree with, in this case abortion, and we are going to arrest you for doing that. That is now the legal standard, that is now the legal precedent in the United Kingdom. And regardless of what your opinion on abortion in and of itself is, that should be shocking and extremely worrying to you. And the other case is about a woman in the United States, a 33-year-old wife and mother named Bevelyn Beatty Williams, who has now been sentenced to 3 years in prison for protesting outside of an abortion clinic. Protesting meaning telling women that there is another option and that you do not have to kill your unborn child. And yes, that is my personal opinion. I have always had this opinion about abortion. I've always felt that it's deeply wrong, not just from a religious perspective, but also from a moral and intellectual perspective. I don't think that you can argue, honestly, that this little thing that is growing inside me right now, this little boy, is not a human being, is not alive. Life starts at the moment of conception. Saying anything else, I think, is disingenuous, both from a scientific and a moral perspective. And if it is another human being, another life, then nothing gives you the right to kill or end that life. It's not your body, so it's not your choice. But like I said, regardless of what your personal opinion is about abortion, do you think that it is right that a woman who just stood there outside of that abortion facility and said, hey, there's another option, is now sentenced to 3 years in jail, 3 years away from her kids and her husband? Do you think it is right that the United Kingdom, the government of the United Kingdom, has the power to say, we can tell what is in your head, and if we don't like what you are thinking, we can send you to jail, we can fine you thousands and thousands of euros? Do you think that that's all right? Because like I said, I think that those are things that we should be extremely worried about, because that is not going to stay limited to the subject of abortion. This is going to become a wider thing. George Orwell's 1984 is here. Thought crime is a real crime in the United Kingdom.